The legend is making a comeback. I Am Legend 2, the sequel to the 2007 hit, has been in development since 2022. Will Smith is back, not only starring but also producing, and he'll be joined by Michael B. Jordan, who confirmed his role in March 2022. The original film followed Robert Neville, the last survivor in New York City, after a virus turned people into zombie-like creatures that roamed the streets at night. Neville spends his time searching for other survivors and trying to create a cure using his immune blood. I Am Legend 2 will take place decades after the first film, with screenwriter Akiva Goldsman revealing in February 2023 that the sequel will feature a fresh storyline. From the amazing cast to potential plot details, here's everything we know about I Am Legend 2 so far. When was I Am Legend 2 officially announced? Back in March 2022, Warner Bros. Confirmed that Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan would both star in and produce the sequel, according to Deadline. Smith himself even shared the exciting news on Instagram with a picture of a deserted street, reminding fans of the iconic setting from the first film, tagging Jordan in the post. Interestingly, back in 2012, Smith wasn't keen on being part of a sequel. He told BBC Radio 1 that he probably wouldn't join a potential follow-up. He explained that while producers were working on it, he wasn't involved. "If it's great, I'm into it. I don't want to be the sequel guy. I figure I've got about 6 or 7 more years," he said at the time. However, fast forward to March 2022, and Smith had a change of heart. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, he admitted that after hearing the idea for I Am Legend 2, he decided it was worth revisiting. "It was one of those ones I was going to leave alone, and then I heard the idea," he said. While he didn't spill any plot details, he shared that the concept really intrigued him, especially since Jordan was part of creating it. "That might work. I think we can do that," he said. As of now, only Smith and Jordan have been confirmed to star in the sequel. The original movie mainly focused on Smith, but it also featured some other familiar faces like his daughter Willow, Alice Braga, Charlie Tahan, Sally Richardson, and Daryl Foster in supporting roles. Fast forward to May 2024, and Smith gave fans another update on the film's progress. During an interview with Entertainment Tonight, he shared that he and Jordan had spent some time together about a month prior, brainstorming ideas. Smith was optimistic about the project, saying, "I think it's looking good. We had some really solid ideas. I think we're going to make it on screen together. That dude is the truth, so I would love to do that." So it sounds like things are moving forward, and fans have a lot to look forward to. Although the full plot of I Am Legend 2 is still unknown, there have been some hints about the direction the sequel will take. In February 2023, screenwriter Akiva Goldsman shared some exciting details with Deadline, revealing that the film will draw inspiration from HBO's The Last of Us, a post-apocalyptic series about survivors of a deadly virus. Goldsman explained that the sequel will be set a few decades later than the first film, though he didn't provide specifics about Michael B. Jordan's character. Goldsman expressed his fascination with The Last of Us, particularly its portrayal of the world after the apocalypse, decades later. He described how the Earth reclaims itself and how the world looks when humanity is no longer the dominant species. "You can see how the Earth reclaims the world, and there's something beautiful in the question of, as man steps away from being the primary tenant, what happens?" he said. He noted that this theme will be especially visual in New York, the setting of the first film, suggesting it will be striking to see how the city has transformed over time. Goldsman also teased that there will be plenty of creative freedom in I Am Legend 2, but emphasized that the sequel would be more faithful to Richard Matheson's 1954 novel compared to the original film. In particular, he confirmed that the film would follow the alternate ending from the first movie, rather than the theatrical one. Goldsman noted that Matheson's novel explores the idea that humanity's time as the dominant species on Earth has come to an end, and he expressed excitement about diving into that concept in the sequel. That said, one I Am Legend 2 theory that's been gaining traction is that Michael B. Jordan could be playing a Darkseeker, the mutated vampire-like creatures from the first film. Goldsman has mentioned that the sequel will align more closely with Richard Matheson's original novel, which could hint at Jordan's role. In the book, the virus turns humans into these dark seekers, and Neville, played by Will Smith, becomes a legend as the last true human. If the sequel follows this storyline, it's possible that Smith's Neville will remain the only human left, with Jordan playing one of the dark seekers and potentially acting as the antagonist. The original movie depicted the Darkseekers as monstrous CGI zombies, but the book took a different approach, showing these creatures as more human-like, with intelligence and even society building. The film's alternate ending, which the sequel will follow, implied that the Darkseekers were evolving, and if the sequel continues in that direction, Jordan's character could represent an evolved version of these creatures. This would make sense, as it would give the Darkseekers a much-needed upgrade in terms of their look and development. Michael B. Jordan's casting as a Darkseeker could be the perfect way to redeem the film's previous CGI monsters. The original I Am Legend was praised for its concept and Smith's performance, but the visual effects for the Darkseekers received mixed reactions. Now, with the advancements in motion capture technology, I Am Legend 2 has the chance to truly impress with its Darkseekers, turning them into full-fledged characters rather than just background threats. If Jordan plays a pivotal Darkseeker, audiences could connect with the monsters in a deeper, more meaningful way, adding emotional weight to the sequel and building on the themes of humanity and survival. The fact that I Am Legend 2 will be set decades after the first film's events opens up a lot of possibilities for the Darkseekers, especially since they've had time to evolve into something more complex, as suggested by Goldsman. In the alternate ending of the original movie, Neville realized that the infected were capable of love and had the potential for intricate planning, not just mindless violence. So, in the sequel, if the Darkseekers don't want a cure and uninfected humans become the minority, that could set up a fascinating conflict. The original book didn't explore what would happen over decades, so it's tough to predict exactly how the Darkseekers will look. But considering the premise of the sequel, it's likely the monsters will be less feral than before. Just like in the book, we could see a range of infected beings, from violent and animalistic to those who are more civilized and can pass as humans. The idea of evolving zombies is fantastic for the sequel. With the filmmakers sticking closer to the book, it's an opportunity to improve the design of the monsters. The original CGI Darkseekers, with their weirdly detached jaws, were a bit off-putting, so it's great that advancements in technology will likely give us a more believable and terrifying look this time around. What really adds to the intrigue is that the Darkseekers could now be deceptive. In the book, a vampire woman tricked Neville, and it's possible the movie could explore something similar, especially with Michael B. Jordan's role still under wraps. Could he be one of the infected? This idea adds a whole new layer of suspense, as the line between human and monster becomes blurred. With all these possibilities, I Am Legend 2 has the potential for a plot that's both thrilling and thought-provoking. The sequel could surprise audiences in the best way, making it a truly exciting follow-up. And that's that for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.